School principals are not just administrators. They are the driving forces that shape the future of our educational institutions. They are the visionaries who transform brick-and-mortar buildings into thriving centers of learning. They are the mentors who guide both students and teachers on the path of knowledge. And they are the change makers who bring innovation and progress to our classrooms.
Their influence extends beyond administrative tasks. It reaches into the hearts and minds of students, encouraging them to strive for excellence. A great principal understands that a school's success hinges on the quality of the faculty and staff that work tirelessly in that building to ensure that students have everything they need to grow and be successful. Thank you for your unwavering commitment and service to the children of St. Charles Parish Public Schools.
I'm a 1994 graduate of Destrehan High School, and I joke often I never would want to do it any place else. It's always said the harder you work, the harder it is to surrender, and that's kind of the thing that has been engraved in me by my parents. I want our culture to be one where every kid that's here feels welcome. However, I also want them to understand that I'm going to hold them in higher expectations. But at the end of the day, regardless of what kids here, I want them to feel comfortable when they walk through the doors at Destrehan High School.
I've never met a principal quite like Mr. Madere. He is stern, he's kind, and he knows how to take care of his students and his staff. There have been instances where he's also taught a class just to kind of get a feel of what it's like to be in the teacher position. I performed in a show last year with The Wizard of Oz. But he's there and he's watching and he's proud of his students and he's keeping an eye out.
I was a student athlete under him. I can remember the years of him coaching me. I knew that he had my best interests at heart. Greatest thing of all is giving me an opportunity to come back home. Part of the love that comes for this school is because of people like himself, because he sees greatness and his desire to see our students be the best they can be here at Destrehan High School. Yeah, that's big.
I think working with Jason is a total package. You get somebody who is there to support you. You get someone there who knows what teaching is about. He knows what learning's about. He lives his motto, tradition never graduates. And I think when he talks about that with parents, when he talks about that with children, he's living it. In the past few years, we've been hit hard with COVID. We've been hit hard with Ida. Was devastating to not only the community, but the school. Jason was a pillar of strength through that whole process.
I see his hard work every day, and he shows me and my staff lots of love, lots of support. I think it helps that he's a Wildcat alumni himself. We know what the school did for us as teenagers and young people, and we want to share that same experience with this community. He shows the kids a lot of love, support, and even discipline when they need it, because that's all a part of love.
My son is heavily involved in robotics, and we made it to the World Championship, so he cleared his calendar. He was there in Houston to go support the team. He goes to see the Desties, he travels. If the kids are going, he's going to show up. Knowing that we can come into work every day, we have someone who does care, we're going to be the best version of ourselves we can be that day, day in and day out. But there's nothing too small or too large that he won't help the kids with. Whether it's silly or serious, small to big, he's going to be there for us.
Kids have realized that and trust in the fact that under his leadership, everything that's being done is for their best interest. Just watching him having the ability to step back and look at situations and stop working as an administrator and work more as a family member to try to take care of students. And that was something that constantly reminded me professionally to put the kids first, no matter what.
When I first got here, I wasn't allowed to participate in athletics at Destrehan. I didn't feel like myself, and he understood that, and he fought for me, and he contacted the state. I'm truly blessed that he did that for me, because I'm able to play sports now. He didn't just let it slide off the mountain. He took care of me. I appreciate that very much, and I can never repay him or Destrehan for what he's done for me in my life.
One of my main responsibilities at Destrehan High School is to help oversee the Department of Special Ed. You know, Mr. Madere supports us by supporting the different programs that we have. For example, this year we have something called the Walmart, where the students are taking orders from the teachers and the faculty and the staff and learning job skills, and he has been a #1 supporter in that. Seeing him present and being a contributor and being actively engaged with the students, that definitely shows a lot about his feelings and the fact that he's dedicated at Destrehan High School.
It means a whole lot to the students to know that their principal is willing to go out and fight and take care of things for them and for us around here at Destrehan High School. We are all about our students here, and so is he. Years ago, we were on the track on the football field, and he became assistant principal here, and I called him Principal Madere. And he said, Miss Paula, not too soon, we're not ready for that yet. But here we are. Proud of him for being named St. Charles Parish Principal of the Year because he deserves it.
Mr. Madere is the kind of person that is always willing to lend a helping hand. I vividly remember him pulling up in my driveway and helping my family board up windows before storms. I think he's really good at always reminding us why we're here, to build upon these young minds and help shape our world. I mean, that's why it's so important, even though it gets really hard on some days, to see Mr. Madere's love for what he does really does help.
He comes to every game, always makes sure that he attends every school event on and off campus. I just want to say thank you. And I will forever remember that, and I will forever remember Destrehan. I feel like having a good principal representing us, it just makes it all 10 times better. Just make everybody want to be at Destrehan.
He's all about the student, and that's the whole student. He's always looking for the best for Destrehan High. He's always striving to get better and better and better. Sometimes I've seen Mr. Madere pull a kid to the side when he's back in the CTE department and let them know their potential as far as where they can go and the heights and levels that they can get to. With that support, he makes sure that those students are given the opportunity to visit industry-based sites, to get experience and get hands-on experience with those sites.
When you have a great administrator, it really makes the difference for the whole school. He has so much passion for this place. It's very easy to follow him because he lives and breathes Destrehan. And he takes pride in that, and that pride really exudes through the rest of the staff. He helps to bring all of us together in a way that we feel like we're working towards a common goal.
We're honored and privileged to work for such a great leader. He makes our job a lot easier, and he always has our back. We always say that we're a family. To get up every morning and come to school, it's like coming to a second home. It gives me the desire to come to work and be the best that I can be. The first day that he came to be principal, the kids and even some of the staff were like, oh my God, there's a giant on campus. He has such a calming nature about himself that when the kids walked in and they realized, oh my God, he is just like me.
And he was an assistant principal when I was a teacher, first here. And from that moment that I started teaching here, he was the administrator that helped me. And so now, as we've grown over all these years, he still does that. As we know, education is a tough field to be in. And if we were doing this alone, we would never make it. And so it means so much because I do have somebody who, when I don't know what to do, I'm not afraid to go and say, I need help. He's a big part of the reason I'm still here to this day.
My biggest philosophy is we need to do everything we can to provide opportunities for students, because our goal is when they leave here to be successful in whatever path they choose to go through. Whether that be college, whether that be a career, or just being a good mom and dad. Our goal is to set them up for life, to set them up for the future. Started as a substitute teacher that actually worked alongside everybody and did those different things, and it's always been the nature of how I operate and how I work. You know, we can go back to Ida, where my administrative team was wiping down buildings, whether it's at Destrehan or Hornville, but doing things like that just to show people if I'm asking you to do something, I'm not afraid to do the work with you. It's awesome to watch a kid come in as a 9th grader and not have any clue sometimes of what I want to do, but gradually try this and try that. A 13-year-old 9th grader sometimes doesn't have much of a clue, but then when they leave and you see them successful, it's pretty amazing to watch those kids grow.